Hello friends, welcome to a very inky morning at Kooky Towers. I have decided to go through all of the inks that I have and try and figure out any gaps that I am requiring of at the moment. You say, how many inks have you got there and how could you possibly have gaps? Well, let me tell you, there are some duplicates here. I don't quite know why it happened or how it happened, but let's say for now I'm going to go through all the ones I've got and I'll show you some swatches of them. I've previously done the swatches because it would just take forever. And so to that end, I'll show you the ones I've got on my desk at the minute. The first two I want to show you, these are Tim Holtz Distress Inks by Ranger. I'm not sure whether they're meant to be used with dip pens or brushes. I presume they are. They are an ink. It says to create an aged look on papers, fibres, photos and more. So mine will be the and more part of that because I like to use these within my artwork. It says they're acid-free dye ink. So yeah, that was those two. And I'll show you some swatch of those when I've been through the next section, which is my FW Artist Acrylic Ink. Obviously first one is black and then black and black. Yes, I have three black inks. I'm not quite sure why. I think I inherited one from my mother-in-law and I think I accidentally forgot to take one away with me once, so bought another one. So yeah, that's why I have three. I'm not usually that extra. So yeah, I have three blacks. I have a Prussian blue. I have an indigo blue. I have two turquoises. Again, one of these I inherited from my mother-in-law, I do believe. So two turquoise inks. I have lemon yellow. This came in a box, I do believe. I think it was some kind of a sample box. It could have been a scrawler box, I'm not sure. That's a small boy, so it's lemon yellow, and then I have a big process yellow here. I have a tiny process magenta, which also probably came with the lemon yellow, and I got a big process magenta just for the heck. So that's those. I have a light green. This one is an Indian yellow. This one is Payne's grey. That's a recent purchase because I really like that Payne's grey. It's like a bluey, blacky, beautiful goodness. So I got that one recently. This one I also got recently. This one is sepia or sepia. I don't know how you say it. This one's raw sienna. That's fairly recent as well because I got that with this one, which is antelope brown. I have scarlet. I have purple lake. I have got red earth. I've got gold and silver. So those are all my FW inks and the two Tim Holtz ones that I've got, and I'll show you the swatches that I did for these. Bring it on here. So the Tim Holtz ones are the ones at the top. I want the yellowy one is a mustard seed and the other one is a bundle of sage. You can see it's kind of variegated, so I think that's probably the distress part of it. I need to look more into these. I have got some distress ink pads that I used to use once in a while for distressing paper. I'll have to dig those out and see how they all go along. I've also got some dabbers and I've got many things. I have many items of descriptive inky bits in the studio, but I will have a look at those and go through them. The next set here is the FW acrylic ink, so you can see all the different colour variations there. When I put them down I couldn't really see much difference between the Prussian blue and the indigo, but now it's dried off a bit. It's really quite quite a marked difference there. So yes, so if you want to know what the colours look like, you could freeze it here and take a little snapshot or whatever of the ones that I have. I can clearly see, looking at this, I'm lacking in greens. My greens and possibly pinks, maybe, I don't know. I might have to look at just adding a couple of those in to make it more of a rounded set. But yes, that is the Tim Holtz Distress Ink, which are the two at the top, and my FW Acrylic Inks. These are the Acrylic Artist Ink. These are the ones I have the most of. And the next little lot are going to be, I think, more pen inks or drawing inks. We'll decide as we go along. That's what we've got for now. These next ones are the Haban Inks. I do believe they are French. This one I had for so many years and it's beautiful. It is a perfumed ink which smells like green apples, and it is lovely. It's the Enchanted Ocean Perfumed Rose, so apple scented. I'll swatch these as we're here and with them. Oh, look at that, it's beautiful. Proper apple shade. So lovely. Like that one. And it really does smell like apples. It's so appley. So that's the apple scented. So if you wrote a letter out to a friend, I can't spell today, apple scented, it would smell of apples, which is really nice. This one is a Perfumed Rose, so obviously all your love letters would be written in this. The packaging of this is quite nice as well, and this one, because it's a little bit later on, it's got a different bottle to the one that I got there, and it's got the pen rest on the front, which is quite handy when you're writing your lengthy love letters and you want to take a tea break in the middle. Let's take the top off this one. Get my trusty little brush and rag. Hopefully I've washed this out enough. Ooh, that's lovely. I've probably gone a bit too heavy on that, but that's really nice. That's a proper love letter ink, isn't it? It's more pink than it shows up on camera. It says this is a rose scented. Rose scented, and it does smell like roses. Oh yeah, we're liking that one. Let's pop that back in there. And that's a beautiful little rosy box. I don't know what happened to that one, whether it had a box or not, I'm not sure. Anyhow, we get onto this one. I can't remember why I bought this one. I've probably seen it somewhere on a YouTube video, but it's the Diable Month. Sorry to all the lovely French viewers. What is she saying? I never profess to be a multilinguist. I can get along in a few languages, but I am master of none, apart from maybe English, and that would be debatable as well. Ooh, now look at that. Look how beautiful. This is why I bought it, clearly. The colour of that is just beautiful. It's a real Diabolo Menth. Diabolo. Sounds like diabolical. I'll have to look at that. And yeah, you can use this with pens or brushes. That is the Haban Diabolo Month, or Month. So let's call it Month. Diabolo. So those are the three Haban inks that I have. Next up, I've got the Diamine inks. A lot of these are like dual coloured ones. Hope it will show up on camera. So that's this one that's coming up now. So I have 5 of these. One of them's in a different box because I think it's a special one. This one's called Skulls and Roses. Let's go with that one for Skull and Roses. And box is lovely. And the bottles are beautiful as well. Look at this, look at that one. And this is called Skull and Roses. This is an 80ml. That's probably why it's in a different box, because it's a bigger amount. So let me see if I can take this off without getting ink everywhere. I do believe it's like a red and a blue. I think it separates out. Let's investigate, shall we? It probably won't show up until it dries, maybe, but it's beautiful. We'll make a little selection of that, and we can always come back and have a look. So this is Skull. What did I say? Skull and Roses. I can probably see a little bit of the red separating out now, but again we'll come back to it at the end so that we can see what's happened with that one. Pop that away back in its box. My little bit of ASMR for you there. Which one should we do now? Let's have a look. Let's do the greens in this one, of which there are a few. I've got Magical Forest. It's Magical Forest, and this says it's a shimmer ink, so again it might not show up until it's dried, but I will pop back so that we can see what's happening with it. So let's do a dippy into this. Try not to get too much this time. I think I got too much last time. These need a shake before you use them to make sure that you get that beautiful shimmer coming through, because I think the shimmer tends to drop to the bottom. Let me do another swatch with that one because I didn't give it a proper shake, I don't think. Let's give it a shake up. Yeah, you can see right at the bottom all the shimmery boys hanging around. Hope this lid doesn't come off and I spend my whole day looking like a magical forest. I don't suppose I'd mind that too much. Let's try again. Let's see if we can get some of that shimmery boy going on. I'll mark that as a 2. Again, it's not going to show up, I don't think, until they dry off. You can see that Skull and Roses separating out now. I can actually see that. You might not be able to catch it on camera, but it is separating into beautifulness. Let's call this Magical Forest. Well, that's those 2. The next one I've got is a Golden Ivy, which I believe is a green and a gold. I'll try and remember to shake this one up this time. So that's a Golden Ivy, also a shimmer. You can see at the bottom all the gold glitter. Try and incorporate some of that into it. I'm giving it a bit of a shake. Ha la 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 la. Okay. Let's try it now. I got into an obsession with these Diamine inks at one point. I thought I wanted all of them, but I did stop myself at 5. So let's put that one underneath the Magical Forest. I'll do a dual one of that because I did 2 of the other one as well. So this one is Golden Ivy. Golden Ivy. Put the lid back on before I have some kind of a disaster. And these can all be used with dip pens. I have got my dip pens and I'm going to be having a play around with those later. Actually no, we'll do this one first, because that's a completely different colour. This one is called Enchanted Ocean, so this is like a bluey, silvery maybe. It's got like some blue glittery bits at the bottom. I'm just wondering if I do a scrap around in there with my chopstick to see if I can dislodge some of the dislodge of some of the glitter that's gone to the bottom. Let's have a little shaky round. Let's put some on there with that. Makeshift pen. Stick that in there. Yeah, so this is definitely a blue, quite a darky blue as well. Hope that shimmer starts to come through. I can see it coming through on the Golden Ivy now. I can see it coming through on that one. And I can see the Magical Forest, the second one I did. I think it's coming through as well. So that's Enchanted Ocean. Diamine bring out different inks every season. They have all beautiful blends. So it's worth having a look. I think these are all from Colt pens. This one's called Caramel Sparkle. Give that a shake. That's got a beautiful... Oh yeah, I can see it incorporating now. Let me give it a good shake. Oh yeah, I can even see that one in the bottle. This is probably because this is a lighter ink than the other three that I have used so far. So let's get my trusty brush. This ink water is looking very potion-like at the moment. Okay, that's really nice. I kind of think if I was doing like a Firebird picture, I'd want to put this on here. I can almost see the separation already on this one. That's lovely. Let's get the lid back on that one. So that one is Caramel Sparkle. I can definitely see that one changing now. So Caramel Sparkle for that one. So that's the Diamine Inks. Let me pop that up there so you can see that on there. And that, when it's dried, we'll come back and have a little look at that. Okay, so the next ones I've got a couple up here, but I'll just try and drag these ones out. These are Liquitex Inks. I do believe some of these might be the same, but we persevere. Liquitex Inks, which are beautiful. I love them. This one came in a scrawler box or something similar, or could have been a sample box that I had from Liquitex. Let's just dampen that one up. That is beautiful. This is a turquoise. Yeah, turquoise deep, this one. So that's lovely. That's kind of a real proper turquoisey colour. Rinse of that. Let's write that one up. This is turquoise. I still can't spell turquoise today. I usually don't have a problem. Brain's not working. These are the muted colours. I got a muted green and a muted turquoise, which were really... They just floated my boat. I think I was doing an Inktober drawings or Drawloween or something like that, and these fitted the bill for that. I don't want too much of this. I'll just put this one next to the other turquoise. Oh, this is a green one, sorry. I'll put it next to the turquoise so you can see the differences in the colours. But that's a real proper like muted green, isn't it? It's lovely. So that's muted green. And the next one is muted turquoise. Let me push that up a bit. Falling off the bottom of the camera again, as per usual. I'll stick that one underneath. This is a muted turquoise, so the other one was a deep turquoise. This is muted, so it's much bluier in colour from what I can see straight off the bat. Back to ASMR box opening. And ooh, yes, definitely a lot blue, a lot more of a blue turquoise for that one. So that's the muted turquoise. Let's see if I can spell turquoise this time. Oh, yeah, we did it this time. And the last one I've got the Liquitex inks, and I do intend to get a few more of these because they are really good quality, and also the price of them is exceptionally good, I think. I think I got these from Jackson's. Definitely got this one from Jackson's. This one is iridescent bright gold. So let's crack into this one. Do a little doobly-doo on there. Doobly-doo is a professional inker's word. I think that probably could do with a bit more of a shake-up, actually. Let's give it more of a shaky. Try again. Yeah, there we go. That's better. More of a view of its potentials when you can see it. They do settle, so you do have to give them a bit of attention. So the pigments settle to the bottom. But yeah, that's a nice gold. So yeah, those are the Liquitex ones that I have. Just doing a quick close-up on these Diamine inks now, see if I can tilt them around a bit. So the skulls and roses is definitely separating out into like a fuchsia-y, purpley blue, which is beautiful, and I love that. The Magical Forest, the second one, you can see it's got more silvery sparkles in it. The first one obviously I hadn't shook up. That's the same ink. That one shook, so you can see the difference when you actually shake them. So don't forget to give them a good shake before you use them. Golden Ivy, beautiful now, separating out into some lovely colours there with the shimmer of the gold. The Enchanted Ocean has got silver shimmers and it's got like purples and blues within it. I'm not sure how well these are showing up on camera, so I do apologise. Just take my word for it, they are lovely. And the Caramel Sparkle is definitely separated out into a red and a browny, rusty colour with gold sparkles on it, which is lovely. And there you've got those Liquitex inks that are now drying off. You can see the differences. Those two turquoises completely different. So that's a greeny turquoise deep, that one, and this one was the muted turquoise, and the gold there just drying off. And then we'll go on to the other things I have. Okay, I turn the page now, so we're on to Windsor and Newton inks. These come in beautiful boxes. The packaging of them is lovely. So we've got apple green, we've got a gold metallic bronze, we have cobalt, and we have a silver metallic aluminium. The bottles, I said the boxes for these are awesome. So let's go through them. So let's start off with this lovely apple green. I like them, they're very stable. You know, you're not going to knock them over in a hurry. She says and then proceeds to knock them over. Now, can I get the lids off? This is a question. There we go. So this is the apple green. obviously I've given these a little bit of a shake up as well. That's a lovely green as well. Different to the Urbine green I have. Urbine or Urbine. I do apologise. I can only say sorry for my appalling accent. Right, so let's label this one as the apple green. Let's go with this blue next. So this is a cobalt blue. Again, struggling with the lids. There we go. I obviously put them on tightly because I don't want them to leak, but then there's a question of, is it too tight? Is it too tight? Well, probably sometimes. Okay. So, Cobalti. Ooh. I forget how beautiful this is. It really is a lovely blue. This paper, by the way, in this sketchbook is not the best paper for swatching out on. But it's what I had to hand. So I apologise. Because it doesn't actually take inks too well. So this is cobalt. But you get the gist. That's cobalt. Let's try the metallics now. I was trying to go through different metallic inks to find out which ones worked best, because obviously when I was working on Drawloween and Inktober, I was using these in my work. I think I was using like black and red and silver and gold, so I wanted to try. Oh, that's a really nice silver actually. I think this is one of my top silvers. It's a beautiful silver. I have got another one though as well. So that's a silver, which is really nice. Good for accents in art pieces, definitely. If you don't want to go to the trouble of using foiling or things like that, then a nice metallic ink is a good option. That's the last Winsor & Newton one that I have in my little collection. Lid came off that a little bit easier. And this is, oh, when you dip your brush in, it's kind of like the mica all moves to one side. Oh yeah, this is also cool. I love this one. It's like a goldy bronze. I'm sure it's a metallic-y goldy bronze. Yes, it is, it says so on the box. But it's called gold, and that is beautiful also. Let's stick that back in its box. So that's gold. And that's the Winsor & Newtons. Again, we'll come back to those when they are dry, so that you can see them. Okay, so we're on to my, what I call my Japanese comic book section. This is the Black Ink 60 by Kuretake. It's a Zig cartoonist ink, and it is a waterproof ink, which is why I think I got it. Again, the lids are giving me some jip today for some strange reason. Let me pop back when I managed to get that lid off. Oh, there we are. Lid is removed. Dipping it in, and it's like a super black. It's just so lovely. And as I say, this one is waterproof when it's dried out. So that's the Deleter black ink. So if you're doing a lot of cartoon, manga, drawing, etc., these are the ones recommended to do that with. Also, I have a Deleter black ink, which I haven't yet opened, because I got that to try and compare against with the Kuretake one. And also I got a Deleter white, which is supposed to be like a very opaque white for getting those highlights. I know this one works as well really nicely. This is also not open, so that's a highly opaque white. I'm keeping those closed because I want to use those this year maybe. I have got an older one of those. Also, another one is Dr. Martens Bleed Proof White, which is a good one for getting highlights into work. So all those different options. I won't, there's no point me swatching them out because it's on white paper anyway, so you won't be able to see the difference. The other things I've got here, and I think I got these at separate times. I definitely got this from a Comic-Con at one point in time, and that's the Gold Mica Brilliant Gold ink. And this one I think is a similar, probably the same make, but this is a Japanese version. I can't even remember where I got this one from. But these are gold inks, so I just thought I would pop a sample of these and get rid of some of that ink off. I'm going to have to swap out my water. So this is the, look at that one, that is super gold. That's lovely. I could probably even do the little bit more of a shake up. So that one is the, let me put, that one is the Black Ink 60. And that is Kuretake. This is also Kuretake. Can't spell again. That's a gold mica. Oh, God mica, gold mica. And this is shaky shaky ASMR. Is the Japanese one, which I can't read because I can't read Japanese. I can barely read English or write it by the looks of it today. Let's put that on the side. I think it's exactly the same. I kind of feel it's the same thing but just a Japanese version. So that is my gold and Japanese section of my my ink collection. I lied. I have a silver. I knew I got one somewhere. It was hiding in the box. So this is a silver, which is also really nice as well. This is a Kuretake Silver. So it's a silver mica. Which is that one there. I love these bottles. They're plastic bottles, but because they are so sturdy, they're not going to fall over easily if you're a messy worker like I am, and they're sort of balanced on your desk. So yes, I got gold and silver in both of those. I showed you the Dr. P.H. Martin's bleed proof white. Well, I also have a different one, which is a pen white, which is good for technical pens or airbrush, but I still use that with my brushes. So yeah, both of those are pretty good for getting some nice dazzling whites. This one says writes over dye and marker colours and remains white. This one is no instruction whatsoever. But I say I've got both of those because I do like to get some nice white highlights and bring it back on. I can do that with the paper, obviously. If you're using it, you can just leave the paper underneath it and that gives you your white. But sometimes mistakes happen, so it's nice to be able to add white back in. Creak croak on my creaky chair. Okay, so now we are coming to the end of my selection. This one, Pelican do an ink of the year every year, and this particular year I got this one was Amethyst, so you'll be able to look back and find out when exactly I got this. It's a while, can I say. But look at the bottle, it's so pretty. Getting rid of all the bits. I don't think this one needs shaking. It's got a beautiful pelican on the top. It's quite expensive. And this one is called Amethyst. I'll grab my brush, dip it in. Look at that colour. It's just so beautiful. Again, you'll be able to see the full joy of it when it dries. That's great for dip pens, obviously, which is why I got it. So that's the Pelican, and it's the Edelstein colour of the year, which was Amethyst. That's that one. And now the thing that set me all off on this again, got me dragging out all my ink colours, was the one that I showed you in my little haul video a couple of weeks or a week ago. Well, not even a week ago, probably a few days ago. I can't even remember. Time passes so strangely in Kooky Towers. And that is this Dominant Industries Leaf Green. I just really wanted to try this out. It comes in its own little bag. It still amazes me how beautiful that is. And it also has a little dropper that comes with it. The bottles are lovely. It kind of looks black in there, but I know it isn't. It's green. So let's take that lid off. Oh, you can definitely see the greenness. I'll show you that lid there. Maybe you can see how green that is. So let's have a dip in. Oh, look at that. I'm going to give a big swatch of this because I want to see. Oh, it's a beautiful green. Stunning. It's got kind of like gold in it. It's like a dark golden green. Really interested to see how this dries up. So let's put this one on here. That's Dominant Ink. Leaf Green. And now we're going to have to wait and see what that looks like in a moment. I'm going to pop this back in its little bag. I think it's very precious. Don't forget your little dropper. There now. Get in the box. There we go. So that can go back with the inky collection. I have got one more thing that I wanted to show you very briefly, so I'll just pop and get that. When I was doing Inktober, I wanted some coloured inks, and so I went online and got this set of coloured drawing inks, and they're Koh-i-Noor ones, and I think there's 20 grams per bottle. Yes, there is 20 grams. Useful for dip pens, can be used with brushes, and these are beautiful. I'm not going to swatch them all out for you today, as I say, because we'll be here forever. You get 10 different inks, so you've got like a brown, that's purple, that one is a green, that looks like a fuchsia and magenta, that's definitely a black. We have a white, that needs a good shake up. Obviously some of these with inks you just need to give them a shake. That looks like a blue or turquoise. That one is definitely a red. We have an orange and a yellow. So we have all the colours. These are mixable as well. So if you want to mix up your own specific colour, then these are great. And I highly recommend these because they were really quite affordable as a set. And if you want to just try something out and see if you enjoy it or not, definitely recommend a set of Koh-i-Noor drawing inks. And that's my ink collection for today. Still waiting up for this Dominant Ink Leaf Green to dry up, and the Amethyst. It looks black at the minute, so we'll pop back in a second and see how they're getting on. So here they are. But you can see there's a slight shimmer in that leaf. It's very dark green. As I say, I don't know how well this is showing up, and that's a very dark amethyst purple. Again, these could be watered down, but they are so lovely, and they both have a slight sparkle to them. Quickly, the other thing I wanted to show you is these. These are ink brush pens. Trying to remember which company. They're Pentel ones, and that one's a permanent one. That's a permanent one. That's a Pentel one, but that's from Japan. But the coloured ones are really good because they've got a beautiful brush tip on them. It's going to give you a quick, beautiful, vibrant pink. We have brown, lovely red, that's a green, an olive green. This one is a purple, and this last one is an orange. Again, I got these for Inktober, and they were so handy to take out in, so if you want to take out inks in your pencil case, these are pretty good to take out with you if you want to be doing drawings on the go. That's my little lot for today. There's quite a lot of inks there. Yes, so I have got other things that could go into the ink variety, such as my Inktense pencils, but I think we've covered those in another video previously. And the Inktense palette. So if you're looking for things to work with ink, it's definitely a good option. It's a good option to go along with watercolour, just bearing in mind it does react differently to watercolour. So some of them are permanent and cannot be reactivated, some of them are water-based and can be, so you just need to check your labels. Anyway, that's it for today. Ta-ta for now, and have a great rest of your week. Bye!